my name's Mrs. Hammett. I'm going to talk you through the product design A-level that we offer here at Consett Academy. If you've got any questions at all at the end of this presentation, then please feel free to drop me an email at shammett@consettacademy.org.uk and I'll be happy to try and answer those questions. So first of all, a little overview about the course and why you might want to enrol on it. It's a very creative course. It's well designed for those people that are full of creativity and innovation. They like to draw, to make, to develop ideas, as well as learn about the mathematical and scientific side of design and technology. This particular course we deliver as an A-level course. It's a linear course that goes over 2 years. So at the end of the 2 years, you sit some exam papers, which I'll talk about a little bit later in the presentation. And we also have 50% of the grade based on a design and make project, which is the non-examined assessment. So looking at the slides here, you can see some examples of a sketchbook from an A-level student there. Lots of exploring model making, note making, using various different presentation techniques. Also, we like to use a lot of CAD/CAM at A-level, which can develop those skills, which are useful for lots of different careers and courses in the future. Moving on to the next slide. If we look at the course content, a large part of it focuses on the technical principles, and then we also have the designing and the making principles. So looking at the technical principles, the type of things that you will learn about, research, investigate, and often carry out practical investigations is based around materials and their applications, what we use them for. The characteristics of the materials, working properties, physical properties, looking at how you can enhance different materials. We will also look at different manufacturing techniques, adhesives and fixings, which we look at in GCSE, but we take them to a more advanced level in A-level. And we also look at different types of finishing for a variety of materials. Looking at modern industrial and commercial practice is important. We'll try and build links with local companies to help support that. We also like to look at digital design in the manufacture, and health and safety is of course important in lots of different aspects. One part that is also covered in the technical principles is the enterprise and marketing and the developing of the products. We, a couple of years ago, had a really successful student that went into marketing at university, and this course really supported him in doing that and gave him the skills he needed to start that course. The second part of the designing and making principles focuses very much on the design process. So we'll investigate different design methods, processes, the iterative design process, lots of design theory. This will include looking at different design movements and how they might influence your particular designs and the designs of others. We will also look at how technology and cultural changes can impact on the work of designers, which is ever changing as we go through the different years. We will teach you to be a critical analyst of your own work and of that of others, be able to evaluate all different sections of your own work throughout the design process. This is particularly important in the non-examined assessment section of this course. On the practical side of things, which is something that many of our students really enjoy, is their independence in being able to select and appropriate tools and equipment. You can really focus and specialise on the particular areas that you would like to develop, creating a bespoke portfolio if you have a particular career or university course in mind. So we'll look at that. We'll look at how to be accurate in design and manufacturing, and ever more important now is the responsibility of design. So looking at the environmental factors and how that will work for you as a possible product designer or engineer, along with how important it is for other designers and manufacturing companies. This slide shows us the assessment structure. So I've already talked a little bit in the right hand column there about the non-examined assessment. So it's basically one substantial design and make project which is led by the student. So you choose your brief, you choose your own brief, research your own brief, so you can really steer this to specialise in exactly what you're interested in. For example, if you're interested in the architectural side of things, then you can steer it down that way. If you're looking at engineering, then you can give yourself an engineering style brief. If you're looking at interior design, again, you can choose to focus on that area. It's totally up to the individual student with the guidance from the teaching staff. So that is worth 50% of the final grade that you get in the end of year 13. It should take approximately 45 hours and is very student-led, very independent, with guidance from teaching staff, as I said, and technical support staff. On top of that, we've also got 2 different exam papers that are taken at the end of year 13. Paper 1 is looking at the core technical principles and design and making principles, which I talked through a few slides earlier. So it's really looking at the specialist knowledge, technical knowledge that you've gathered over the 2 years. That is 2 hours long, that paper, and is 25% of the final qualification. Paper 2 looks at specialist knowledge, designing and making principles. It's again 2 hours long and it's 25% of the A-level. So all in all, paper 1, paper 2 are written exams, and then we have the other 50% of non-examined assessment. The requirements for the course are to have a grade, ideally a grade 6 or 7 in GCSE product design. Or also it could be a merit of distinction plus in our engineering course. It helps if you do have some strengths in maths, as maths is quite an important part of this qualification. There's a couple of examples of some successful students there, and some of the projects, their non-examined assessment projects that they made. So there's lots of different career paths that the A-level in design and technology product design can lead to. Of course, there's the product design, automotive design, CAD/CAM industry is particularly important at the moment. You might like to take the engineering route. Can also lead into architecture, teaching, manufacturing, advertising, marketing, and so on. There's lots and lots of different routes that you can take. There's just a few more pictures there of work from our previous students, and lead us back to questions. So if I haven't answered any of the questions in this presentation, please drop me an email and I'll be happy to help. Thanks.